place in your heart, it will turn things around. And as I've already introduced this project to you, we are blessed with a mighty, powerful woman of God. Let me put it this way, because she is a woman of God, she's sent from God. And so we believe that the Lord's hand is on her to give us some kind of information that we all need to know, so that when we live here, we are all going to be people that are going to be vigilant and also going to impart information to people. So if you can, please write something down, take something away. Just don't listen. Just listen and take something away so that you can be able to keep something with you. Because this thing is life issue. And I know that God will bless you if you do that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Mrs. Jane Okran. She is going to be our facilitator for today's project. And I believe that God is going to use her powerfully and bless us all. I'm going to hand everything over to her so that she will continue from here. So if you can, please, can we all put our beautiful hands together and welcome our speaker.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sorry for coming late. I had to attend a funeral at Skopje. I had to rush all the way here. I'm very happy once again to be with you. I send you greetings from the Ghana AIDS Commission. And I've been delegated to come and facilitate this program. The organizers gave us some topics to work on. So I think in order not to waste much more time, I want us to go ahead and then look at HIV/AIDS. The first one is introduction to HIV/AIDS, and then we'll add the prevention and protection. Maybe before I start, this issue of HIV/AIDS, I believe that we've all heard it, haven't we? We've all heard the song has been sung, a lot has been seen on television, a lot heard on radio, even among friends and colleagues in churches, workplaces. So let me not assume that nobody knows or has heard anything about it. So I want to begin by just asking a few questions. What have you heard about HIV/AIDS that can help us with our discussions today? Does anybody want to? I'm not going to give a lecture, it's going to be a discussion because we all want to learn something. Normally when we give lectures and it's lecture, by the time you finish the next 5 minutes, everybody's already mind wandering somewhere. So somebody's smiling. Lady, do you want to start for me? Oh, I thought the smile was for me. Yes.
To begin with, you go to the source.
Yes.
The source of everything is the root.
Yeah.
Why is? How do you contact it? And through what means? This is one aspect that you have to be much into.
Okay.
Right? And be very careful.
Thank you. So he's saying why AIDS and what is causing it so that you can prevent it. Okay. So let me give his question back to all of us. So why do we have AIDS? Why do you think, and I thank God a lot of you are young people, why do you think we have AIDS? And why do we even have to talk about it? There are so many things we can talk about, but why do you think we have HIV/AIDS and it's a problem in our part of the world? Yes.
I would say you not sticking to one partner because that's virus.
Okay. Don't worry. There's no right, there's no wrong answer. We are discussing, so that's a very good one. You're not sticking to one partner. Okay, but we'll add something to that. So you keep that answer. Any other that we have heard? That means we are not watching the TV, we are not listening to the radio. Yes, sister.
I also think we have to talk about it because we are all victims. Any
Mhm.
of us can also be affected.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so let me start. Yeah, why do we have to talk about it? We are all victims. Yes, HIV/AIDS is a disease. You realize that for the past 3 years, Ghana, we've been talking so much about HIV/AIDS, and we've been talking about national response, everybody contributing. HIV/AIDS is a killer. I mean, there are some common words. HIV/AIDS is a killer. HIV/AIDS is deadly. HIV/AIDS is whatever. And some people even go to the extent of drawing the dead body on their body, naked body. They paint it just to show just to show the intensity and the danger that HIV/AIDS poses. Now, Ghana, we first heard of HIV/AIDS in the year 1981. And that was when this whole issue about HIV/AIDS started coming up, even in the world. I mean, of course, we live in a global village, so whatever happens in the US today or any part of the world today, immediately it just spreads. And even now it's spreading faster because of the internet and all the very wonderful and sophisticated means of communication. And so around the 1981s, 82s, going to the 90s, you realize that HIV/AIDS, there was some talk about it. Ghana, there wasn't much talk. But in other countries like Eastern and Central Africa, you realize that it suddenly became a problem where people were becoming infected. I mean, you could hear of whole families being wiped out because of HIV/AIDS. And you soon know why whole families can be wiped out just because of one disease. And for us in Ghana in particular, until we had the support, I mean, the diseases were there, people were getting infected because people were traveling. I mean, we used to hear of women, especially the prostitutes, who had traveled from Abidjan and came and died. And then somehow there was always a mystery that, oh, these people died of HIV/AIDS, and we had it here and there. But now HIV/AIDS is not just a matter of prostitutes. In fact, as of 1994, we had about 108,000 people infected with the virus alone in this country. Now, in the year 2004, that's just about 10 years later, we have 400,000 people infected with the virus. And in fact, it's been projected, looking at the trend, it's been projected that by the year 2015 is just about 8 years away. It's been projected that by the year 2015, about 500 people are going to be infected with the virus. In fact, currently worldwide, in almost all parts of the world, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, I want to talk about sub-Saharan Africa, our country is also included. Africa south of the Sahara, we have about 49 people infected in the whole world, and the majority of these people are from sub-Saharan Africa. And the sad thing about it is that more than 55%, in fact, some people even say that 60% of those infected with this virus are women. And so for me, I'm very happy that in today's discussion, you have a lot of women here. I must say that this is really, I wouldn't say this is the first time, but this is one of the, let me just say, first times I've been doing this program over and over. And most of the times when you call this program, it's either the men who are there or the youth who are there. But I realize that here you have more women listening to your program. And I think that I must congratulate you. See, the women are taking their lessons seriously. But it's very serious. If more women, and all over the world, in Ghana, among those who are infected, you have more women. I mean, it doesn't change. Currently, we have a prevalence rate of 3.2%. When we say prevalence rate, it means that they just sampled, and then normally you rate the percentage over 100. And so, if out of the 100 population, one person is infected, then it's 1 over 100. Yes, 1 over 100. And you say that 1% is, I mean, we all know our little percentages. And so you say that 1% is infected. I mean, normally use a denominator, maybe over the total population, and multiply it by 100. And they would get a percentage by this same factor 100, and then they will arrive at that. So it means that if you take every 100 people 3 people are infected with the virus. And that is our current rate. And this is an increase because in the year 2005, we had 2.7% who were infected. So it means that there's an increase. In the year 2004, we had 3.1%. And so you realize that from 3.1 to 2.7, that was a reduction. But then suddenly we are getting 3.2. And so all these things give cause for worry. That as a country, we need to worry. I mean, sometimes our prevalence rate goes down and sometimes it comes up. And so we need to, it means that definitely there is some virus in the system. And whichever way you and I like it, we need to avoid it. Now, I asked the previous question that what is HIV/AIDS? Now, let me come back. You know that we have heard, do you have any felt pain or something? Okay, no, it's all right. It's okay. Yes, we've heard of HIV and we've heard of AIDS. And most of the times we confuse this. We always say that, oh, this person has AIDS and this person has HIV. And sometimes it's not very clear which is which. But then, they are all dangerous. Now, HIV is just a virus that causes it. Just as the Anopheles mosquito is the one that carries the malaria parasite. And so, you realize that the Anopheles mosquito itself is not the causative, or it's not the one that causes the mosquito. It's the plasmodium that the Anopheles mosquito carries in its saliva, and when it bites you, it releases the bacteria into you, and then you also the malaria parasite into you, and then you get the disease. So the Anopheles is just being a nice person to the causative organism. Now, HIV is actually a virus. It is not AIDS. AIDS is a disease. And it means human immune virus. So, depending on what it does, it attacks the immune system. And so it is called human immune system virus. But when it has attacked you, after a period of about 5 to 6 years, depending on your immune system, everybody has a level of immunity in him or her. Depending on what food you eat and what exercise and so many factors. And so, HIV, now how do you get this HIV into your body? Our sister was trying to get a good definition for us. Now, if somebody has HIV, if I have HIV, and then the highest cause or the highest mode of transmission, we call it unprotected. You were getting it right. The only thing you didn't add is the unprotected sexual relationship or sexual intercourse. We are all grown ups, even if they are little ones, we have to call a spade a spade. So you have unprotected sexual intercourse with an infected person. Now, if I get unprotected, if I have unprotected sexual intercourse with anybody and the person is not infected, the likelihood might be I might get pregnant or something might happen, but you wouldn't get HIV. So the key factor is the person must protect himself, and the key factor in the transmission is that the person must have HIV/AIDS, and the two of them must not protect themselves. Then you are giving a right condition for HIV/AIDS to occur. Now, what happens when HIV enters our blood system? At that instant, the moment the virus is introduced into your body, you, the person, become HIV positive. It means you don't have the AIDS, but you have the virus in you. So you become HIV positive. Some people call it a carrier. It means I'm just carrying the virus. Now, it's strange that it will not show in my body at that time. That's why I said it is between 5 to 10 years. Some have it earlier. Some have it even after 10 years, they never get into the AIDS stage. Now, so depending on so many factors,